been 4 years since Chicago rapper FBG Duck was killed, and his mother's pain is still raw.
Not a day goes by that I don't think about him and the life that was taken from him.
FBG Duck, whose real name was Carlton Weekly, was gunned down on the Gold Coast by a group of masked men as he waited to enter the Dolce & Gabbana store August of 2020. His girlfriend, Cashapp Williams, and another man also wounded in the attack. They joined Weekly's mother in filing a lawsuit Wednesday, alleging rap superstar Lil Durk had a hand in the gang-related killing, wanting to take out Weekly. Their years-long rivalry playing out in a series of violent drill rap songs.
Our complainant law lays out that a $100,000 bounty was placed on the life of FBG Duck to have him killed.
The lawsuit names a wide-ranging list of defendants, including Lil Durk, his record label Only the Family, or OTF, and other larger labels that partnered with OTF, like Sony and UMG Interscope. Attorney Roosevelt Allen saying the larger labels welcome artists engaging in criminal activity, putting profit over human life.
They want authenticity, which has bred these type of individuals getting in the music business, carrying out their activities, and the record label companies are fueling it, financing it, developing brands for them.
Earlier this year, 6 purported gang members were convicted of carrying out Weekly's murder. Allen saying with this lawsuit, he hopes others who knowingly promoted violence will be held accountable.
That's where it crosses the line, when you take it from the music and you take it to the public and the streets and you kill someone.
We contacted representatives for Lil Durk, Sony, and UMG Interscope Records, but have not received a response.
Watch breaking news on YouTube. Subscribe to ABC7 Chicago Eyewitness News.
Sometimes there's nothing left but the crime. After just 2 full days of deliberations, a federal jury convicted 6 reputed gang members of the brazen killing of Chicago rapper FBG Duck in the Gold Coast. Duck's mother and other family members cried and hugged each other as the verdict was read aloud at 12:35 p.m. in a federal courtroom. That verdict would close out a trial that had been marred by delays and had stretched more than 3 months. The verdict that they wanted, the justice that they felt they needed, had finally come. Duck, whose real name is Carlton Weekly, was gunned down in an alleged gang-related shooting outside a luxury clothing store in the first block of East Oak Street on August 4, 2020. That would be his last day, his last summer. His girlfriend and another shopper were also hit up in the attack. On August 4, 2020, FBG Duck was out shopping for his son's birthday and never would have thought that his life would end in the high-end retail area on Oak Street. He thought he was safe. But no one's ever safe in this area, are they? FBG Duck was a business invitee on August 4th and was lawfully on the premises, awaiting entry into the retail establishment, Dolce & Gabbana. 5 men, all with guns, wearing masks, pulled in front of Dolce & Gabbana. They would jump out their cars and began shooting at Duck, firing well over 32 rounds. They wanted to make sure they hit him. They wanted to make sure they put him to sleep. 2 of those rounds struck Cashapp Williams in her hand and her wrist. 3 of those rounds struck Devon Brinson, hitting him in his chest. His right leg would go weak when he was hit there, and more shots to his back. 16 of those rounds would strike Carlton Weekly, Duck. 2 rounds struck Weekly in the neck. 1 round struck his chest. 4 rounds would hit him in his back. Another round would hit him in his right ass cheek, and another in his left. 1 round struck his left upper arm. Another bullet would hit his left index finger, and another bullet would hit his left little finger, his forefinger. 2 rounds struck his left thigh. 1 round to the right thigh. 1 round in his lower leg. It looked like a movie scene, but this was real life. 30 minutes before Duck was gunned down, an unknown man with a gun was chasing another man down the street, threatening to shoot him in the same vicinity. In December 2017, FBG Duck, as an independent artist, released his single Slide that launched his music career to become a nationally recognizable artist. In January 2018, he released a video to Slide which garnered over 77 million views on YouTube and became one of Chicago's most recognizable drill rap anthems. The single was certified gold on January 17, 2023 by selling over 500,000 units. The feds would show up and they would tie the shooting to a brutal gang war between Duck's Tukaville faction of the Gangster Disciples and the old block set of the Black Disciples. The years-long conflict was stoked by drill rap diss tracks, between Duck and King Von, whose real name was Davon Bennett, an old block leader who allegedly placed a bounty on Duck before being shot to death months later. King Von would be 26 years old when he took his last breath. When he thought he was untouchable, he got touched. Quando Rondo's boy, Lil Tim, was arrested and charged with 1 count of felony murder just a day later. But King Von's story is another story. Charles C. Murder Liggins, an alleged shooter, was found guilty on 5 of 7 counts involving Duck. Jurors found he committed the murder, engaged in a conspiracy to murder Duck, used a gun in relation to the shooting, and wounded Duck's girlfriend in the attack. C. Murder was found not guilty of shooting another shopper on Oak Street and using a gun in relation to that shooting. Kenny Mack Robertson, he was the alleged getaway driver. He too would be found guilty on the same 5 counts. He was found not guilty of the same 2 counts. To Carlos Los Alford, another alleged getaway driver, was also found guilty of 5 counts. He was found not guilty of 2 counts for shooting Duck's girlfriend and using a gun in relation to that shooting. Christopher C. Thang Thomas, another alleged shooter, was found guilty of 3 counts: murder, using a gun in the murder, and conspiracy to commit the murder. Ralph T.Z. Turpin, who allegedly summoned the shooters to Oak Street to kill Duck, was found guilty of 2 counts: murder and conspiracy to commit the murder. Marcus Muab Smart, at 24, another alleged gunman, was found guilty of all 5 counts. All of them throwing their lives away for what? For $100,000 to split? And now FBG Duck's mother, she would go from crying in the courtroom when the verdict came back to filing her own lawsuit. She is targeting Lil Durk and Dolce & Gabbana along with others. She wants that bread and more retribution for her son. In the lawsuit, she would allege that Dolce & Gabbana was notified that violence could erupt and that they did little to protect her son. Even though they hired armed security, her son would die in the barrage of bullets. Her lawsuit, she shoots at O Block and Lil Durk, saying the OTF music label signed gang members of O Block, 600, THF, Black Disciples, and other subsets of Black Disciples, and knew or should have known that they were engaged in acts of violence and criminal activity, including but not limited to acts involving murder, battery, assault, and robbery. The signing of these gang members as artists furthered the criminal activity of the gangs, allowed OTF to gain international authority and influence through social media platforms. It increased the profits they could generate from social media platforms, YouTube, and other streaming services. OTF attempted to exert control over the drill rap music genre in Chicago through intimidation, threats, and selling of reality rap music, their criminal conduct. She would also say that Lil Durk was responsible for everything that King Von had done. In 2018, OTF signed King Von as an artist to his music label, knowing that King Von was a high-ranking member of the O Block criminal organization and or street gang, and the Black Disciple street gang. Within OTF, King Von was a high-ranking official and used the OTF platform to further the criminal enterprise of O Block. Lil Durk and OTF knew of King Von's murders, batteries, assaults, robberies, and criminal conduct prior to signing King Von to OTF. Lil Durk and OTF knew King Von intended to use OTF to commit robberies and or murders of other music artists and to further the activities of O Block and the Black Disciple street gang. During the time King Von was signed to OTF, Lil Durk participated with and was present for robberies, assaults, and batteries committed by King Von. Once FBG Duck was smoked, Lil Durk, OTF, and King Von glorified the killing of Duck using social media and music streaming platforms for profit. The killing of FBG Duck was used to expand the developing brand of Lil Durk, OTF, and O Block, and to further the criminal enterprise of O Block. As a result, Lil Durk, O Block, OTF became international brands through social media and music streaming platforms and profited through podcasts, social media, and music streaming. In essence, they monetized the killing of FBG Duck, says the lawsuit. In these streets, there's no remorse and life has little value. Street life is serious. The price on her son's head was high on the street value, 100 stacks, placed on his head by King Von. Can Lil Durk be held liable? Lashina Weekly says that he can, along with Dolce & Gabbana. She wants $100 million, but will the case go to trial or will it settle? I'm predicting that Dolce & Gabbana will definitely settle. And Lil Durk, it might be in his best interest to bow out and give up that paper. Leave a comment, let me know what you think. Will she win this lawsuit? Blood on the Razor Wire TV. Until tomorrow, we're out.